Our next story comes from a former employee here at WVUA 23. This time, 10 years ago, Sarah Miesse was preparing to give birth to her first child. Her excitement quickly turned to fear as the storm approached.
And Chelsea Barton sat down with Miesse to relive that terrifying day.
April 27th, 2011 is definitely a day that's going to stick with me for my lifetime. I was expecting my first child, and she was due a week from that time on April 27th.
At 9 months pregnant, Sarah Miesse and her entire family gathered at her parents' home in the center of Tuscaloosa to brace for the storm headed right for them.
My two 80-year-old grandparents, my dad, my mom, two Jack Russells, and my husband were all in that hallway. We could feel, it almost felt like the house just picked up and shifted. My grandmother started screaming a little bit. I started praying out loud, and so many thoughts were going through my mind, but I did feel a peace come over me, which I was so thankful for. And then all of a sudden it just picked up with a fury, and then that's when I was not sure if we were going to make it.
It's that uncertainty and what could have happened mentality that Miesse says she still struggles with, even 10 years later.
That definitely caused me the most harm, and I think it caused me years and years of trying to heal from it, adding in the component of being someone who's expecting a child, especially so close. And I mean, I did feel comfort when I was praying, but I also felt like, you know, if I don't make it, I like my child. I mean, what am I going to do? I'm horrified. What if something happens to her, and I make it?
But they all made it. Sarah, her family, and her unborn baby girl.
I didn't care about anything except for her, and I could feel her kicking, and that made me feel really good.
Several days later at DCH Hospital in Northport, Sarah and her husband Seth were blessed with the birth of their healthy 8-pound, 5-ounce baby girl, Eileen Madison Miesse.
She's got her daddy's nose. I love that.
I guess I'll tell her, you know, she's a miracle baby, and that she, you know, is a survivor even before she was here.
That's a message Sarah Miesse says she still makes sure her daughter hears today.
So this is Eileen. We call her Isla for short, although some people at the TV station called her Stormy after the occurrence that happened, and she is almost 10. It was the most surreal feeling to give birth to her and get to love on her and hold her. I mean, it's a special time anyway, but I just felt extra like just blessed because I had my little sweetie here that I could just hold and love on, and it was definitely one of those horrible moments that made it much better to have a sweet little beginning.
Today, Isla is your typical 4th grader in many ways, but she's also unique. How many 9-year-olds do you know who are weather alert? Why is it so important to stay safe and weather alert?
So you don't get hurt or pass. Hop in the storm shelter and stay safe. If y'all have one, if y'all don't, just come over here and get in our storm shelter.
We asked Isla what comes to her mind when she sees this photo of the home where she and her family barely survived that deadly storm.
The houses on the pictures Mom showed me, they were like just piles of bricks and stuff. It's just surprising that you could survive that, and how I did.
And she swears that that's why she was 2 weeks late. She didn't want to come out after all that.
I didn't want to. I just sat there. I'm gonna stay here. Give me one more week.
As devastating as the storm was, the Miesses say they like to focus on the positive things that came from that day, like being weather alert and mental health awareness. How did April 27th, 2011 change you?
That day made me realize that, you know, life is super precious. It can be gone in a flash, but unfortunately it's hard for me to decide what really made me feel that. Was it the birth of my child or the tornado? Because I had two big life-changing experiences happen so close together.
A lot has changed for the Miesses over the last decade. Their family has grown. They've changed homes and even taken new jobs, but they still believe in miracles, just like they did 10 years ago.
Live every moment and know that there are angels that, look over us, and that tragedies happen, but good can come out of it.
And Richard, I remember when Sarah was working here and she was getting ready to give birth. New moms are always excited. It's such a wonderful time, but then this horrifying storm happens, and it's good to see Isla doing great. She's a spunky little 10-year-old and weather aware too.
Yeah, and that's awesome to see there.